that you can use. I usually scrape that off and put my own on. But, you don't have to. You don't have to. All right. So the heat sink, there's the processor going down, flipping the processor, pin, dabbing the thermal compound, and then putting the heat sink. Now the purpose of this is this heat sink pulls the heat off the processor, and then that fan pulls the heat out of the heat sink and into the case. So you're pulling heat away from the processor. Like I said, I use water cooling. Okay, install the RAM. You got lock bars, you want to push it down. Make sure you got the right RAM. If you push it in, it'll go snap. You'll hear the things, the locks here, these locking tabs will pop up into place. There is a RAM notch. See that notch there? You have to line it up. DDR3 notches are different than DDR4 notches. Now, the way RAM works, this would be bank 0, 1, 2, and 3. Computers start with 0 on everything. Okay? You want your RAM in bank 0, and what is this one? 2. You want to skip. Notice the different colors here. You got the black tray here, then you got a gray, and then you got a black. Notice we're putting the RAM in 0, bank 0, and bank 2. This is how we dual line them. Okay, this is how. If you put that in that one, you would not get the fastest speed on your RAM. Okay. So you want to spread, and the motherboard tells you that. If you read the book that comes with the motherboard, it'll show you put them in this way. Now, if there's only 2 there, duh. Okay, you only got 2 places, so there you go. But there's a lot more up into that. I don't want to get to that. That can get very technical about dual lining. Okay, here's the different standoffs. These screw down in the motherboard to hold the motherboard up because you don't want the motherboard what? Push down and the metal side hit the chassis, because what you're going to do? You're going to ground it out and you can burn it. Okay? Now you're saying, wait a minute, but these things here are metal. On the motherboard, let's go back and see if we can see the motherboard. You see those little round things there? There's metal there that is not part of the motherboard. Metal can touch these parts here. So what I do is I put the standoff in the case right here. When I set this on top of that, it's like a spacer. It's a little spacer. Then I put a screw into that spacer here, and it mounts the motherboard. Okay, little spacers. See the cases where you got the little holes here? This is where I put the spacers. And this is back. Now, first step in building a computer. This right here. That is the first step. If you got a brand new case, this comes with the motherboard. This is the plate. On your motherboard, you'll have these connections here. You want to put this in first. There's nothing worse than putting your motherboard in, getting all 10 screws screwed in, and saying, that plate will not go in. Will not go in after the motherboard. So you got to pull the motherboard out, then put this plate in. That's your first step. Put the plate in. Okay. Install the hard drive. Notice this is not a solid state. This is a standard hard drive. Notice we put it here, we screw it down here. Now cases don't even have screws anymore. Mine doesn't. Mine has little locks. You just slide them on and they slide right into the case and lock all the appliances in. It's great. It's called a screwless case is what they have now. You don't even need screws. Motherboard though, I recommend screws on the motherboard, but that's about it. Optical, that looks like my case right there. Yeah, that's pretty close to my case. It's kind of good. Optical drive, if you do have one. Mine, you put little things on the side of it, it slides in, it locks it in place, you don't even have to screw it in. So I think all cases come like that now. If you use a CD drive, a lot of people aren't even using them anymore. Blu-ray drives are cheaper now. What is Blu-ray now? Let's see. Ray drive. Let's see what the cheapest is. This is for laptops, aren't they? Should be in here. Have to go to components probably.
You also searched for external.
Ah, I did, didn't I? If I spelled it. There you go. There we go. Well, what is it? Man, what's it keep jumping for me there? That's a DVD. Huh. I'm thinking $40, $30 or $40 you can find a good one. But a DVD player, I mean, yeah, $15, $16 for a DVD player. So, still not a lot. If you want to use it. A lot of people don't use them anymore. Everything's file, cloud. That's what everybody uses now. Okay, remember we talked about adapter cards, video card. We got a smaller PCI. These are PCI Express slots. Here's a video card. Here's a wireless card with an antenna. My motherboard came with a wireless adapter built in, so I didn't need an extra one. This is a GT740. If you want to spend, that's not a terrible card. It's not top of the line. I mean, you're not going to run things on the Ultra, but for a lot of people, if all you play is Bluefish games, it's a good card. Cheap, works good. Now, on the side, you see those little mesh metal pieces here? You pull these out, and that's where you slide the card down into. See how the card slides down into the case? Now, they're screwing these on, but the newer cases have little latches. You just latch them down. You don't need to screw them. Now, a video card would take up 2 slots. Like this card here takes up that 1 slot. A video card would take up 2 of those slots. Video cards are about that thick, and they're about that long. They're huge, or at least mine was. What was the size of, what was mine? Let's see. I don't even know if they sell my card anymore. Give me this side, let me do this. I don't even think they sell it anymore. But if we go look at video cards, let's look at one here. This is nope. I'm still not into AMD video cards. I've always used them. Probably what you're used to. What do this one? Okay, this card right here, even though that's still not terrible, is it? For the price. Let's see how big it is. It's a foot, a little over a foot. It's 12 inches. That's a big card, isn't it? That's a big card. That's why it's good to have a big case. If you got a smaller case, you don't have any room, airflow, because this is going to take up a lot. Your video card takes up a lot of space if you spend a lot of money on it. This video card here does not take up a lot of space. See where it stops here? Mine goes all the way here to the other side of the board. So it fills up the whole board. Now, power to the motherboard. This comes from the power supply. There's a slot there. It's the only way it can fit. Then you can plug in the PCI fans, the auxiliary cables. There's your 4-pin CPU fan. Then you got other fans you can do. This is your actual SATA power. This comes from all this comes from your power supply. Okay, this is your Molex. If you're buying new stuff, you won't use Molex anymore. Everything's SATA. Everything's SATA. Now, if you're buying cheaper and older stuff, it still works. You might use Molex, but everything's pretty much SATA now. See how it connects to the hard drive, and then that connects, your data connects to the motherboard. Okay? That's actually a fan power there. My board has about 4 fan pinouts, but I can have 4 fans and control each one individually.